this patient in particular came in roughly about a mid-level dose and has been able to maintain a complete response, a remission for going on over 2 years. So we're quite delighted.
Hello and welcome back to the Proactive Studio. I'm Tylah Tully. Today I'm joined by Imugene Managing Director and CEO Leslie Chong, who's going to talk to us about the company's latest update from its Phase 1 metastatic advanced solid tumours trial, also known as the MAST trial. Leslie, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
So, I understand that this disease is a pretty hard one to treat, but you've now received a complete response. What does this actually mean, and what can you share about your latest update?
Right. So bile tract cancer or cholangiocarcinoma is one of those very hard to treat population. It is hard to treat because it seems like no medicine is really touching it. And unfortunately, if you're given this diagnosis, you are given months, and the prognosis is pretty grim. But these two patients actually with cholangiocarcinoma came on to the study. One in particular, it was early stage and we were in a dose escalation. So they were at an earlier dose and they actually had stability of disease for an extended amount of time before they relapsed. But this patient in particular came in roughly about a mid-level dose and has been able to maintain a complete response, a remission for going on over 2 years. So we're quite delighted. And also, we have an expansion off of the cholangiocarcinoma because we had seen some promising results. And I'm delighted to say the cohort review committee was able to give their okay and approval of safety in those three patients so that we can expand further with more patients. And why that's important is because this is such a great unmet need. The FDA has given us fast track designation as well as orphan designation. And all that means is that FDA wants us to be successful and expedite the review. And so that this CF33 can be a drug one day. So we've already got the license from the FDA to move fast on this study. And so that's exactly what we're doing. So we're expanding on the cholangio or bile tract cancer types.
I also understand the US Patent Office extended your patent runway to 2040. Can you talk us through the implications of this and what it means for the company?
Well, that's right. So, every drug has a patent. Every asset in the world has a patent. And we are not an exception. CF33 has a patent. It's a composition of matter. And we provided some profound data to the patent office such that they felt they could extend the US patent upwards of 2040. So that gives us a really long runway. But long runway is great because you can capitalize on the patent going to 2040, but we would like this thing to be provided to patients earlier. And so we really would like to make it a drug. So we're going as fast as we can, enrolling the right types of patients into this clinical trial. And again, I'm just delighted that this patient is living 2 years. I have to add, it's not an accident that you can create a complete response. Our drug is quite active, and I'm just delighted that for patients for this opportunity.
So I guess what are the next steps? Where do you go from here?
So we're going to continue enrolling into the specific MAST study, so much so that we're really concentrated on getting that enrolled. And then still we have other dose that we want to interrogate in the MAST study. So we're ongoing with that. We also have another CF33 study in combination with blinatumomab, which is a bispecific approved by Amgen. So that is ongoing too. So we are really strengthening our portfolio around CF33.
Well, thanks for joining us today. It obviously sounds like very exciting times for Imugene.
Thank you, Tylah, for having me.